Why is it that we've got a candidate who, she didn't go through the primary process, so we as a nation didn't really get a chance to vet her this time around. We vetted Kamala Harris in 2019, and a lot of people say, well, she was terrible in 2019, that's why she didn't come out of the primaries. I remember it a little bit differently. I recall that she had good momentum, but she had a terrible campaign apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, her state-by-state campaign offices were completely in disarray, and I don't know if you want to blame her or campaign management or whatever it was, but it was a mess. But she was messaging pretty well. What we're hearing from her now does seem to deviate from the things she was saying in 2019. Is it fair for us to ascribe the things that she said during a primary race in 2019, and then early 2020, to who she is right now as a candidate in a general election?
It's about as fair for us to do that as for her to promise us things in 2024. So,
Okay.
yes, it is fair, but it means nothing.
Okay.
Promises are bonds, Chris, but unlike the lovely one that you have with your wife or friendships and
Or
life.
you.
We do have a special promise.
Indeed.
Those promises actually mean something. You can be held to your word. In politics, they really mean nothing. Promises in politics are like running for student class president. We talk about this all the dang time. You promise no school on Fridays. You promise ice cream Thursday. It's a popularity contest these days, and less about proven leadership and your word. It no longer means much. What's the reality about these student council elections? Maybe the ice cream shows up on one Thursday. But
I'd be happy if my class president even got it one day. That'd be great.
Yeah, you're going to get the ice cream about one time. But bad news, kid. Every dang Friday, you're going to be in school. If you tell people who they're voting for and they don't like that person, you could lose votes. So
yes,
that's what this all comes down to here, too, is unveiling loads of policy and opening yourself up like candidates used to do in even the 80s and 90s. It just leads to all kinds of analysis, and that only means opportunities to disappoint. That's how that translates now.
I agree with you. So a lot of people are saying Kamala Harris isn't sitting down with press. She's not talking to media. I think she has one interview scheduled for later this month. Yeah.
One interview. What a promise.
Jim Sharp made a statement earlier as I was talking with him during his broadcast from Chicago, and he said that it behooves her to remain nebulous. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a great phrase. Be nebulous right now. And what she's in effect doing is riding the enthusiasm. It's almost Obama-like, the hope and change thing, right? She's saying, look to the future. We fight, we win. What are you fighting? We don't know. We're fighting.
We're fighting former President Trump. We're fighting his dark rhetoric.
So I think they're riding the anti-Trump wave to some degree, which is frankly what got Biden elected in 2020.
It reminds me a lot of when Senator Sinema ran the first time to be senator here in Arizona. She flew under the radar. She just ran attack ads against the other side, but there was very little in terms of what she was going to stand for, what she was going to do. And candidates increasingly realize, I don't need to put out what I'm going to do. That just leads to you then holding my feet to the fire. Why should I make any promises that actually stick to the wall?
And I think this time around, the tenor has changed a little bit. So I believe that we're seeing a lot of attack. At least I am. Okay, mm-hmm. And I watch the local news in the morning, and
mm-hmm.
I channel surf. And what I'm seeing is attack ads from the Trump affiliated PACs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing some attack ads from like the Gallego PAC on Kerry Lake, right? But when it comes to the Harris stuff, it's all about, I know you, I care about you, I'm one of you, look to the future, things are brighter. So all of a sudden,
you don't see her attacking former President Trump much?
Not in the TV ads that I'm seeing. Now, maybe you've seen it.
I've seen some.
Okay. Is that from, and this is where I'm curious, and I genuinely don't know,
mm-hmm.
is that from her or is that from some of the PACs?
That I have not watched closely enough, too. What I also see a lot of is those, hey, can you just send us $5? Her and Tim Walz both doing that.
Oh, yeah. Just $5 makes a world of difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The tenor that I'm picking up anyway
mm-hmm.
is that she's trying to project goodness, that she's trying to project hope. Again, I'm going to tap into kind of the Obama sentiment, but I think that's what they're trying to tap into.
He was very clear, hope and change. He had a clear message.
Yeah.
So far at this DNC, I haven't seen what are the words? What are the branding?
Yeah.
With Hillary Clinton, it was I'm with her.
Right.
Hope and change with Obama. Maybe they're going to roll something out here, but I haven't seen that to this point.
If you are left deciding between hope and change or build a wall, deport them all, and tax everybody, which one are you going with? I mean, if you don't know anything about the candidates, you might go, well, this message seems really off-putting and this one seems inviting. And I think, to your point about Sinema, she ran the attack ads because at the time that was what worked. I feel like the Harris campaign, their branding is more of an invitation, a unity ticket, so to speak. And I feel like the Trump message right now is get on the Trump train or get out of the way.
Fair, but
Okay.
I would tell you, I see what you're saying about, hey, Harris's message is sunnier, it's brighter, it's, hey, there's hope. But I would tell you, I do think back about that first Obama presidency, that first term, and all of the hope and change didn't really yield a whole heck of a lot. And if she's got us hearkening back to that, I sit here and go, that was a lot of promises that didn't come to fruition.
Well,
and
the
maybe
Affordable Care Act in 2010.
Okay.
That's kind of a big one.
That is a big one. What else you got though?
Well, that's a pretty big one.
No, it is. It is. And I'm not trying to take that away,
Yeah.
but there was not a lot of other deals that got done, if any. His signature move was the ACA. He got that done, but that was about it.
Okay, so let me turn this back to you then. What was Trump's signature move?
He wanted it to be build a wall.
It wasn't. He didn't repeal ACA. It was the tax cuts. I mean, one signature move in his first term.
Which the tax cuts could
Which they planned on
come
expiring.
home to roost in 2026.
Right, they gave them a sunset, right? So I think that's par for the course. And I think what she's saying is, I'm going to try to make things better. And he's saying, if you want things to not get worse, right? I mean, his whole pitch is things are really bad and I'm going to stop them from getting worse. And her whole pitch is things are pretty good, let's make them better. And I got to tell you, one feels more inviting than the other. And I think it also depends on where you are in life.
And that's
If you're feeling like you're getting rained on, right? Don't tell me that it's a nice refreshing rain if it feels like I'm getting completely urinated on by other people. And of course you're going to gravitate toward Trump. For Harris, though, she's not giving any of these specifics. And to your point, she's not offering up any targets. To my point, she's trying to be everything to everyone. And if she narrows a message, she narrows support. If you start narrowing your message, suddenly you're not running on the big tent, everybody in sort of thing, right? And it does run a risk of backfiring because without definition and without branding, it could allow for the Trump campaign to find another angle of attack. And of course, his whole thing is name calling, right? So he's been trying different things. Let's see what sticks. Is it Comrade Kamala? Is it, what is it? Fox has got the Kamalanomics, right? As though she's been the president for the last 4 years and it's her fault for everything economic. All of these different things, they're trying to figure out what is going to stick. And in the meantime, without her giving us any specifics, I got to be honest with you, I think both of us experienced this, we're a little suspicious, right? Like, if you're not telling me anything, what are you not telling me?
Sure.
Right?
And so Jim Sharp, you brought up that he talked with Senator Kelly yesterday, and Senator Kelly was trying to tout the Biden-Harris administration and all the wonderful economic experience that they have. He did say, especially for seniors, in terms of prescription drug prices. And I sit here and go, maybe that is true for seniors, but I got to tell you, my drug prices have doubled, and that's not all the Biden administration's fault. The pharmacy where I got my medication from doesn't carry it anymore. I don't know if it got to be too expensive for them or what happened, but the reality is, okay, maybe for seniors, you've done some things for the cost of glucose and things like that, but for a lot of other people out there, this whole things aren't so bad, they're rosy right now, isn't the reality. But I also don't want to sit here, I'm stuck in the middle. I don't feel like it's the darkest of dark days and I need things to get better that way, or that I'm living with rainbows and unicorns and everything is amazing and let's keep it going.
Have you expressed to them that you're a 42-year-old living in a 72-year-old's mind?
To whom?
To anybody that'll listen?
No.
Why is my med so expensive?
It is expensive.
They closed down my pharmacy.
It's not just my medication, though. Gas, utilities, insurance, groceries, all those things.
Are more expensive than COVID, but cheaper than last year.
And get off my lawn.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.